Hello and welcome to the Starbucks Brand Audit, presented to you by Group 1. We invite you to sit back, grab a cup of coffee, and listen to how a tiny coffee shop in Seattle created a brand that became a global movement and is known to coffee lovers everywhere. I'd like to take a moment to introduce our team. We are Geneva Benson, Amy Falk, Travis Keeler, Jonathan Rhodes, and Greg Sambor. And while we all live in different areas across the country, we became united during this class and united in particular for our love of coffee and our love for Starbucks. We hope that you enjoy this presentation.
We all love Starbucks, and when we think of coffee, its name always comes to mind. Starbucks, founded in Seattle, Washington in 1971, is ranked as number 60 on Interbrand's Top 100 Global Brands for 2017, and one of the top growing brands worldwide. Starbucks' cozy, customer-centric locations serve a myriad of products, from hot and cold drinks, whole bean coffee, microground via coffee, espressos, loose leaf Teavana teas, frappuccinos, La Boulange pastries, just to name a few.
As consumers of the Starbucks brand, we all know it well. It is there to greet us in the morning or when we need an evening boost. We meet our friends there in the afternoon to catch up or stop by on the way to the gym. The warm surroundings lend themselves to relaxation, work, or study. Starbucks inspires us on many levels. It is an internationally recognized brand that is consistently rated as a top place to work, while also being socially conscious and ethically driven.
We start out the brand audit by considering the brand's current state. The brand planning is the first step in doing that. This diagram reflects the Starbucks brand hierarchy. On the company level, we have the Starbucks Corporation. Then right underneath is the umbrella brand with the Starbucks Coffee brand hierarchy. The individual brand level, the first one we have is coffee. Then there's handcrafted beverages, merchandise, fresh food, and consumer products. There are modifier levels, or the 30 plus coffee blends, and single origin premium coffees in regards to the coffee individual brand. The handcrafted beverages have modifier levels that include the Starbucks Refreshers, Starbucks Frappuccinos, and other household names for the most part now. Merchandise includes coffee and tea, brewing equipment, mugs and accessories, and packaged goods. Fresh food are those that are sold at the cafe, which includes salads, sandwiches, oatmeal, and other delectables. The consumer products include the coffee and tea and ready-to-drink items such as the bottled frappuccinos, which can be purchased at pretty much any retail place that sells food. This table reflects Starbucks brand portfolio. There are 5 brand categories in the portfolio. Coffee, which houses the popular Starbucks coffee, Seattle's Best Coffee, and Turfazio and Italia Coffee, has the most brands. Followed under is tea with Teavana and Tazo. Then there's juices with just the brand Evolution Fresh, baked goods and pastries with La Boulange, water with Ethos Water. Over the years, Starbucks has formed a number of key strategic branding alliances. One of the firm's most well-known alliances is with Barnes & Noble. Since 1993, customers have been able to catch up on reading along with a fresh cup of coffee. Following after, Target began implementing Starbucks cafes in their stores, so while customers shop, they could enjoy their favorite coffee drink. As a customer walks through the coffee aisle of Target enjoying a pumpkin spice latte, they'll be more inclined to purchase Starbucks brand bottled frappuccinos, a result of Starbucks' alliance with PepsiCo, rather than the bottled drink made by competitors. Consistent contact with the customer and increasing future purchases is the greatest outcome of these alliances. Starbucks also builds alliances through their consistent determination to be actively involved in not just the community but the world. Their alliance with the Global Fund, an organization created to end AIDS through education, prevention, and treatment. Starbucks, along with many other brands, go red with their Starbucks Red program during a certain time in the fiscal year and donate a percentage of their profits from each cup of coffee sold to assist in financing HIV, AIDS, prevention, education, and treatment programs in Africa. Many customers will find satisfaction in knowing their purchases went toward positive initiatives and not just Starbucks' bottom line. Starbucks has even formed alliances through celebrity endorsements such as Oprah Winfrey by creating items on the menu such as the Savannah Chai tea. These items, co-signed by such a large public figure, did not only help Starbucks reach new customers, but also affiliate themselves with a positive and public figure with a huge fan base and good reputation. All of these help with the branding of the company. The branding strategy for Starbucks' marketing mix aligns with the firm's strategy for achieving competitive advantage through differentiation focus. On all Starbucks coffee products, you can find the infamous green mermaid, and while the other brands may have their own logo, on each brand's packaging, the Starbucks Corporation is referenced. The name Starbucks comes with a certain mantra. When customers hear the name, they can automatically assume whatever item they purchase will be of high quality, customizable, and fresh. They can expect the service while obtaining the item to be friendly, warm, and an overall good experience. So when customers see that mermaid or Starbucks name, they can expect high quality products that will meet their needs. Starbucks prices fall under premium pricing or more expensive than others, and what they consider value-based pricing. Starbucks prices are based on the value of their products, and since they have high-quality products, they in turn have higher value versus their competitors. It is not uncommon to see a Starbucks at a local airport or find their coffee houses in local urban and suburban neighborhoods. For their packaged goods and other merchandise, customers can go to retailers such as Walmart or Target or online at starbucks.com. These areas of placement allow the company to market to a variety of customers, from the millennial that will prefer to get their new brewing equipment online to the businessman who can grab an espresso before boarding his flight. Starbucks placement further reiterates their point of differentiation for convenience and excellent service. Compared to competitors, Starbucks promotion strategies are very moderate. They do not utilize much traditional advertising such as television and print. Much of the Starbucks success can be credited to word of mouth. Their customers share their experience with others, and that generates more customers. Starbucks relies on their brand, the quality of their products and services, the variety of products, and the warm atmosphere as their promotion to experience their company. There are no frills, catchy jingles, or other distractions.
Positioning. The positioning of a company is defined as the act of designing the company's offer and image so that it occupies a distinct and valued place in the target customer's mind. Starbucks is focused on providing a quality cup of coffee to their target market of working professionals while also providing a comfortable third space between work and home to spend time. They also have a focus on employees and enriching the community as a whole. Starbucks sets themselves apart from the competition mainly by giving back to the communities through philanthropy programs as well as compensating employees with health and dental insurance, 401k plans, tuition compensation, and other benefits for anyone working over 20 hours a week. They have set up a program for employees called the Starbucks College Achievement Plan. This program covers full tuition for employees who wish to attend Arizona State University's online program to obtain their bachelor's degree. By compensating their employees above the industry standard, Starbucks increases the likelihood that an employee will provide excellent customer service as well as improve society through further education. Starbucks is known for their quality coffee as well as their ethical and environmentally friendly business practices. Position enhancement. The opportunities to further develop the positioning of Starbucks are plentiful, from expanding the current environmentally conscious initiatives to innovating new flavors and customer experiences such as the unicorn or new zombie frappuccino. As the leader in the coffee industry, Starbucks has to stay ahead of the current trends. They need to continue to grow their multiple charity projects and environmental sustainability programs. They are co-founders in the Sustainable Coffee Challenge, which is a collaborative effort of companies, governments, non-government organizations, research institutions, and others to transition the coffee sector to a fully sustainable operation. Challenge partners are urgently working together to increase transparency, align around a common vision for sustainability, and collaborate to accelerate progress towards those goals. With the expansion into international markets, Starbucks has more communities to help positively impact. Fair wages, quality benefits, and chances to further employees' education are all attributes that should translate well into most cultures and continue to improve the reputation of the company throughout the world. Starbucks needs to continue to give back to the communities they operate in and lead the coffee industry in social responsibility.
Brand building is an important part of any brand success. You really need to start from the bottom and work your way up. And when looking at Starbucks through Keller's customer-based brand equity pyramid, one can really see how they built such a strong and powerful brand. 4 aspects of the brand building pyramid are listed here, and I'm going to quickly go over how Starbucks achieved each one. The first one, brand identity, has to do with who are you? That is, at the heart of it, what does Starbucks do? So at the very base level, Starbucks sells coffee. And US customers know that. There's an extreme depth and penetration of the Starbucks brand in what they do. That is who they are and their identity. Starbucks is coffee. Brand meaning is the second level of the brand building pyramid. And brand meaning has much more to do with the performance of the brand and the imagery surrounding the brand. So Starbucks customers know that they will get a good cup of coffee, it will be high quality, and it will be delivered quickly. So Starbucks, what it means to a customer is that it's a high quality cup of coffee that's delivered very efficiently. There's also this idea of brand imagery and what Starbucks sort of recalls to customers when they think about the brand. And this is moving away from the coffee as a commodity and starting to get a little bit more of an emotional response. So when they think about the imagery, they start to think about the idea of a friendly, quintessential coffee shop that's located in their neighborhood. Moving up a level from brand meaning is the brand response. So brand response has to do with what customers feel about the brand. So again, moving further away from just coffee as a commodity, we know that it's going to be delivered efficiently in a quintessential coffee shop. And now this brand response is moving, even a little bit more toward the emotional side. And Starbucks has created a brand response by establishing itself as a third place. And by third place, it means it's not home, which is the first place. It's not work, which is the second place. It's somewhere in between. It's a hangout. So what customers feel about Starbucks is that it's a place where they can hang out. And this is interesting because this starts to be a response separate from coffee in and of itself. The final piece of the brand building pyramid is brand relationships. And this is what kind of connection customers have with the brand. And this is usually thought of as a relationship beyond just the purchase of the product. So after they've bought their cup of coffee, what sort of relationship do they have with the brand? Are they willing to wear a t-shirt? Are they willing to Twitter about it or Facebook about it or blog about the brand? And it come to find out, Starbucks customers do have strong brand relationships with the brand. There's a Facebook page dedicated to one type of drink, the pumpkin spice latte, and people are interacting with the pumpkin spice latte via Facebook. They're actually messaging the pumpkin spice latte and joking with it and picking on it and posting pictures of each other. So it's interesting how, again, as we move through the levels of brand building, how Starbucks brand identity, just coffee at the bottom level, has built itself up to have a true brand relationship with its customers where they're willing to interact socially with a cup of coffee. Very interesting brand building technique. Starbucks built strong brand relationships via market resonance and brand positioning. It used brand touchpoints effectively in the form of friendly baristas and K-cup flavors that mimicked an in-store experience. It also used proper standardization versus customization. Standardization for a global company is a smart financial move in that it can create economies of scale. Starbucks was smart in that it didn't forfeit its quintessential small town coffee shop feeling while it became standardized. It customized each store for the area, like this one shown in China. Each market has customized stores that make its customers identify with Starbucks as their own third place. Starbucks has been an excellent example of brand building. They had previous success with creating a brand personality and creating this idea of third place. They've done previous brand building with the extension into grocery stores, with the Via, with the K-Cup packs, and with other products, and really establishing brand touch points outside of their in-store experience. So when asked to talk about possible improvement in brand building, I kept going back to really what is the basics of the Starbucks brand. And at the heart of it, it's really this idea of third place and brand personality. So I thought, wouldn't it be fun to reinforce that idea of being the local quintessential coffee shop while re-emphasizing the idea of brand loyalty? So my idea centers around the Starbucks rewards card where um, where customers are rewarded for their drink purchases. So it's tracked via a card on a reward system. And I thought the Starbucks customer for a local shop who had the most Starbucks rewards points could be featured in one of their quirky chalkboard drawings and say that the top rewards earner of the week, his name was Joe, and his favorite beverage was a Frappuccino. The local store could do a cartoon rendering of Joe and say, there's 10% off of Joe's favorite drink, Frappuccinos, this week. This really helps, again, to solidify the brand relationship. Joe really feels like that's his local coffee shop. His friends probably go there. And again, that just reinforces the brand relationship that Starbucks has with its customers and just keeps to the heart of the brand. What does Starbucks stand for? Starbucks stands for coffee, but also as the neighborhood coffee shop and center of a community.
For the growth of the brand, Starbucks is always looking forward while learning from the past. Beginning as a company with a vision of providing customers a relaxing and enjoyable experience, their architecture strategy to continue this vision remains today, as they continue to open new stores by providing the same positive customer experiences while partnering with their employees to lead the company toward financial success. With an aspirational vision that remains obtainable, the brand continues to move forward towards positive growth. Starbucks' vision and potential of designing and delivering a product that fully satisfies customer needs and wants is a prerequisite for their successful marketing. Starbucks has created the important building block of their performance by maintaining a reliable product while delivering it effectively and efficiently. They invest in their employee partnership and ensure that every customer order is made to exact specifications. They train their employees to deliver consistency. Their stores are also company owned. Therefore, they have the control of where they open and maintain consistent product placement. Starbucks definitely positions themselves well. For one, after acquiring Teavana stores, after 5 years they began to close them as they determined the underperformance was likely to continue. The Teavana closures followed the closure of 23 Le Boulange bakery cafes as well. Although extending the brand to complementary items that appeared to complement coffee, Starbucks' extension outside of their name-branded stores did not perform. Therefore, the products were incorporated into their namesake store experience. Starbucks definitely further maintains their architecture strategy through the identification of extension opportunities and by branding new products and services. From the line extension of their Via Instant Coffee through the offering of out-of-store products, Teavana and Le Boulange, for example, which are now named locations being closed or exclusively in-store brands, Starbucks is able to quickly determine when something isn't working, and they efficiently change their direction. Their store products consisting of coffee to be made at home, partnerships with Keurig, and these on-the-go Via packets are part of their vision, which has been successful outside of the store experience. Further, their innovative newest release of the Reserve Roastery brand sets them apart from their competitors, as it will compete with higher-end independent cafes, give the company another growth avenue that avoids cannibalizing their current stores, and acting as a brand halo for the company as a whole. Who else would want to spend 4 times the normal cost of a cup of coffee but a connoisseur in a bar named as Roastery? Starbucks maximizes their market coverage of their brand portfolio through excellent retail placement. Several brands are offered in core Starbucks stores, obviously, but they're also sold separately in retail locations such as grocery stores, and they're even served on commercial aircraft through agreements made with airlines. Maintaining a clandestine brand, Seattle's Best Coffee, which they acquired in 2003, they utilize this brand to infiltrate places where the flagship brand just doesn't fit. It's more of a working class, low-end brand rather than the trendy upmarket Starbucks store brand. And they hope that it leads customers eventually to the main Starbucks brand. But if it doesn't, it does satisfy its own loyal customer base. On the other end of the spectrum, we have the Reserve Roastery brand, discussed previously, that aims for an upscale environment, a clientele that's connoisseur, and it's almost the bar. It looks like a wine bar when you go to visit. So you're definitely inclined to pay more and enjoy yourself.
Starbucks has continued to push the envelope with its brand expansion, especially globally. In fiscal year 2016, the brand could be enjoyed in 70 different countries. As of September 2017, the company has increased its global footprint to 75 countries. Most impressive has been the growth in Asia, especially China, one of the world's biggest economies and Starbucks' second largest market. So, how did the company succeed in a predominantly tea-drinking nation? Primarily through food and beverage offerings specific to Chinese tastes. Tea and mooncakes are readily available. Starbucks also realized that it needed to increase the size of its stores to allow customers to hang out longer. The Chinese people simply do not want a grab-and-go experience. Starbucks continues to add sustaining innovations to its current product lines. Recently, the sugary goodness of a unicorn frappuccino was added to the beverage line, much to the delight of dentists everywhere. On a more serious note, however, Starbucks continues to push the envelope and add exclusivity to its products by moving upmarket with the Roastery and Reserve coffees. Who wouldn't want to try whiskey barrel-aged cold brew? Food has been an area of expansion for Starbucks as well. The company acquired La Boulange Bakery for its recipes, which it has since incorporated into its stores. This acquisition and consequent improvement in the quality of its products has led to a 3% sales increase in this category from fiscal year 2015 to fiscal year 2016. Merchandise has also been an area of expansion, especially with the company's Has Heart campaign. Sticking to its social awareness roots, Starbucks chooses 5 veterans each year and pairs them with artists to create unique apparel. 25% of all apparel sales go directly to the veteran that helped create the specific unique design. Much like its coffee, Starbucks utilizes a finely blended growth strategy. There are distinct undertones of strategic commitment, opportunism, and adaptability. Committed to what it does best, the company continues to penetrate markets through its culturally diverse stores. Starbucks has done this masterfully all around the globe by customizing its stores and engaging local artists to add a regional feel. Innovating its current coffee offerings through the roastery and sticking to its knitting is also central to a committed strategy. Through its vast social media campaign, which includes Twitter, Pinterest, and an impressive 37 million followers on Facebook, the company shows an adaptability and willingness to be strategically opportunistic. The pumpkin spice latte, for example, has its own Facebook page. This impressive social network outreach allows Starbucks to act quickly to opportunities, as it did recently on National Coffee Day with its #CoffeeLoveCups campaign. This program utilized customer tweets to inspire artists hired by the company to create custom coffee cups. The cups were then sent back as gifts to the customers that inspired them. This program added to the feel-good aspect that is already associated with the brand by many of its fans. With its current mobile apps, Starbucks has the ability to adapt its rewards program to get heavy users to use more and make the use of its products easier. Through its recent acquisitions and divestments, Starbucks has also adapted to changing markets and niches. Tijuana stores, which were acquired for unique tea offerings, have been recently closed. However, what the acquisition provided helped Starbucks to penetrate tea drinking markets such as China. La Boulange provided similar assets through its food recipes to help Starbucks increase food sales. Where does a company that has over 23,000 stores around the world look for growth? There is an endgame to the number of stores Starbucks can open. In the US, there have been instances where locations are so close in proximity that stores are beginning to compete with each other. Furthermore, only so many markets around the world can support a high-end coffee or tea product. Not many beverages boast health benefits, such as kombucha tea. This fermented tea could attract a new customer base whose buying decisions are driven by health and create a new submarket for Starbucks. By investing early on in this growing trend, Starbucks could hold a position as an early market leader. Despite the failure of Starbucks evenings, the Roastery presents an opportunity for Starbucks to incorporate fine food and alcohol into its offerings. Starbucks should look toward a partnership with an alcohol beverage company to combine its premium coffee products into an alcoholic beverage brand extension. Another area of potential growth can be realized by converting Starbucks stores into cafes abroad. In Asia and Latin America, coffee and tea drinking is a mealtime ritual and would support such transition. The food product lines that the company develops for these markets could be advertised in the US, where consumers may be intrigued to sample Latin or Asian cuisine. Lastly, we see clothing merchandise as a great growth opportunity. Currently, there are many unlicensed Starbucks-related products on the market. Through the Has Heart campaign, Starbucks has already begun to explore this possibility. It is time that the company cash in on this trend by creating its own clothing lines. For starters, the logo lends itself to a perfect scarf design for those cool Seattle mornings.
Starbucks is a global brand that has kept its local flavor. It has expanded its place in the market by offering a variety of products and scaling up a small cafe into an international coffee giant. It has a well-known brand personality that allows for an effective relationship with its customers. They have used synergistic alliances to further their brand with other companies such as Barnes & Noble and Pepsi. And Starbucks continues to leverage its position to expand its brand into other markets. Thank you.